I'm going to be turning my £650 estate rally car into a habitable place for me to be sleeping, because in just a few days time I've got a pitch at a campsite that I'm going to be staying at in this, or should I say on it. Now in theory I could just fold the rear seats down and sleep the night in here. It wouldn't be too bad, it's pretty spacious, chuck a few duvets in and I'll probably be actually quite comfortable, but I've got a better idea, which involves putting something on the roof, but we'll get to that later. Because before we actually make this a nice place to sleep, we've got to make sure we actually get to the campsite itself, because there's a few things wrong with this car, like that back tyre that needs replacing and sorting out. Now in the boot, not only do we have a replacement tyre that will be getting fitted at a garage later on, but we also have a radio, because at the moment I've got no music, I'm sitting in silence, and it drives me insane. So hopefully we can hook all this up and get it wired in later on. And we've also been supplied an air filter, oil filter, and a fuel filter from the guys over at Comline, who are today's sponsor, but we'll get to them later on. So I decided to start off with fitting the radio, which should just be a plug and play. So I plugged in the two connectors and the antenna, but then I noticed two wires that led to nothing. Why the hell are these two loose? As I couldn't see anywhere obvious that these two wires went, I test fitted the radio to see if it worked anyway. And you never guess what. Please, why is this not work? Stuff that. You know what? There you go, radio in. At least it's tidied it up. I mean, this thing was 10 quid. Now the new radio was in and working brilliantly, I moved on to blowing up the tyre so that I could drive to a garage to get the new one fitted. Alright, we are off now to go and get this tyre fitted in the back so that we don't have a puncture anymore, because that's the last thing we want when we're driving to the campsite, is to get a flat tyre. Then I'm going to head to a camping shop to see if we can get any gear ready so we're prepared, because at the moment at night it's getting to like -6 degrees, so it's going to be cold, so I need to make sure that I don't get hypothermia. The fuel light's on and the needle is at 0. Let's go get fuel first. After that little pit stop, I was now on my way to the tyre shop. I'm actually very much looking forward to doing this little camping excursion. We'll get on to where I'm going to be sleeping later on, because I'm very excited for it. It's going to be sick. I arrived at the tyre shop and they began straight away, taking off the wheel, swapping the tyres over, and before you know it, I was back on the road heading to the camping store. I've just come out the camping shop, I've bought some stuff and I've ordered some stuff online as well. But let's now go home, do the last few bits to the car, get it ready, and then we can start getting the accommodation side of things sorted. Alright, we are back from getting the tyre fitted and getting the few bits for our camping trip. And now it is time to move around the front and fit the parts supplied from the guys over at Comline. Okay, the first product we're going to fit is the fuel filter. So the fuel filter was actually a really easy thing to change. I began by loosening these two clips that tighten the fuel hose onto the filter. Then there was a fastening clip that held the filter in place, which I just flicked open and out it came. The hardest bit was actually trying to pull these hoses off the nozzles, but once they were off, it was ready to pull out. Alright, there's the old fuel filter out, and now let's get the replacement one from Comline. If we take a look at them, they both look identical, and that's what Comline specialise in, creating high quality parts at an affordable price to directly replace your OEM parts, so that when a mechanic is fitting a part on your car just like this one, it is a perfect replacement. Alright, next up is the air filter, which is in this big casing here. Right, let's pull out the Comline one. Nice. That air filter is done. That is the new fuel filter and the new air filter all installed. The oil filter I'm going to do another day because we're losing light now, so I'm not going to be able to do that today. But massive shout out to Comline. These parts were actually really good quality as well. They literally were direct replacement, which is great. Comline also do steering components, suspension, brakes. They do the lot. So go check them out. All their social medias, links, website will all be in the description. And go pick their parts up from your local motor factor. All right, we are ready to start on the accommodation side of things. And there's something in the boot that I need to get out so we can start mounting everything up. And that is roof bars. Now we need these roof bars because you've probably guessed it, we're putting a roof tent on the Subaru. Putting on this roof tent was easier than I thought. All I had to do once the bars were attached was lift it up, slide it to one side so I could screw on the brackets, and once they were all on and secure, I could attach the ladder, pull this zip around the bottom of the tent, which then allowed the cover to zip onto, and tie it all together so when driving to the site, nothing is flapping around. I got the hang of it in the end and the tent is ready for tomorrow morning. Alright everyone, it is that time to go camping. We've got all the stuff here. It's getting to about 2 degrees tonight, which isn't too bad, but hopefully all this bedding, sleeping bag and whatnot will keep me warm. So let's load it up and let's head on our way. Now, I know what you're thinking. That seems to be a hell of a lot of camping gear for one night. But if it's getting to 2 degrees tonight, then I've bought a lot of bedding so I don't freeze to death. Woo! My first ever camping trip, and I'm going in my own car with a roof tent. This is going to be sick. So I began the drive to the campsite, and the way the sat-nav took me was all cross-country, but luckily the Subaru was the perfect car to tackle the rough roads we have here in the UK. Geez, we're really in the sticks now. This, oh, massive potholes. Properly in the middle of nowhere. Jesus, look at that van. It's properly in the ditch. I feel like I'm Richard Hammond on the Africa special in his Subaru, going down all those muddy roads. These are nowhere near as bad, but this must have been what it was like.
Come on, come on.
And then all of a sudden I really did feel like Richard Hammond as the road turned into a minefield of potholes. Whoa. Oh my Christ, they were two massive potholes. I just had to be pincered into the middle then. Just missed them. Christ, it's a rally stage through here. Last thing I want to do is get another puncture. I've already repaired one tyre today, or replaced. If you enjoy the more camping, exploring type videos, let me know down below. If you want to see more, maybe after this I'll hate it and never want to do it again. Or maybe I'll come out of it loving it and this roof tent will be used again and again and again. But a little while longer after dodging more potholes, I eventually made it to the campsite. Alright, there's the sign. We're here, boys. Here we flipping go. Whoa, look at this, mate. Right, here we are, pitch 25. Well, home, sweet home for the night. Wait, hold on, what way does my tent open? Opens that way. I want to drive in forwards. After eventually parking the car the right way round, I pulled out the tent for the first time to set up camp for the night. Nice. What I can tell you straight away is I've made a catastrophic error with the positioning of this pitch. The toilet block is right there. Oh, mate, you can smell it already. With the pitch I'd chosen smelling pretty bad, I thought it was best to set the rest of the tent up as quick as possible to try and get inside and away from the smell. And once the windows were pinned up and the awning was zipped on, it was done and ready for me to move all my stuff in. Alright, so we come in and we have the downstairs kitchen sitting quarters, the lounge, the dining room, the kitchen. It's all in one open plan down here. But the best thing is we can open up that and we can get into the car as well. So we don't even have to go outside in the cold. We can just go straight through there and into the car, which is sick. If we look out, my view is of the toilet block building. Which is great. So I've got the views, I've got the smell, I've got the kitchen appliances, the comfy chair, the comfy rug, and the Subaru Impreza just through that door. But the best bit has to be the sleeping quarters on the first floor. This literally is a house. In this bag is all my food and water that we're going to be cooking later on the stove. But we'll get to the cooking later. Let's go and have a look upstairs and show you my upstairs living quarters and the view from my second floor window. It is up here a no shoes policy. And then we are welcomed by this insanely comfy looking bed. Put some blankets down here to try and stop some heat. Then I've got a sleeping bag as well there, which I'll get in. Then I have a duvet over the top. From the penthouse suite, the view's not bad. I've missed the sunset. But yeah, this is the tour of my little house for tonight. I'm getting a bit hungry, so let's go and cook some food. All right, I've been a genius. This is one of the items I bought from the camping stop the other day. Fire lighter. Let's just cut the camera. There we go, we got flame. This is a proper little cozy camp now. We got my water boiling. I feel like Bear Grylls right now. The flame's gone out. These are close to being cooked. All right, let's try these noodles and see how they taste. Just got to ruin the moment all the time. All I need right now is just some tunes in the background. So I finished off my noodles, at which point it had started to get dark. The only problem with camping right now is that it's 4:45, and when it's 5 PM, it's gonna be dark. It's gonna be pitch black. I'm gonna have to try and explore the surrounding sceneries a bit later on, because I'm not tired. I can't go to bed at 5 PM. It's literally only 5 o'clock right now, and if we take a look outside, it's pitch black already. Yeah, we've got some time to kill. So I went downstairs to light up the stove and make myself a hot drink, and I decided to give the fire lighter another go, which went brilliantly. Oh, that's bloody brilliant. The end's come off. Lucky I've got a second one. Oh my God, this is night and day difference. Oh my God, that makes me jump. All right, I have my milk in here. Are you a milk before the water kind of guy? Because that's weird. All right, that's seriously weird if you do that. Oh my God, that was falling over then onto the fire. Did you see that? Like my bag was slowly going like that, literally about to knock all this over, and I just saw it. It's nearly, it is bubbling, but I'm gonna just leave it until this fire goes out, I think. That was hella successful. That's a solid tea if I've ever seen one. Call me Bear Grylls at this point. May as well just call me Bear Grylls, because I mean, he drinks piss. I drink tea. You know, there's levels to the game, and he's not on my level at this point. Flame's gone out. No, I just breathed that in. After breathing in all the remaining smoke from the fire, I headed upstairs to kill a few hours before heading to bed. It is 8:30 right now. I've just been killing time the past few hours, but I haven't actually tried the bed yet. I've not actually got into bed. Let me lock myself in though, from any intruders first. Got the duvet and then a sleeping bag. I have only got one pillow though. This is cozy. There's a Subaru Impreza with gold wheels that I paid 650 quid for, and we're doing this. This tent is worth more than the car. Anyway, I've delayed the inevitable enough. Gonna try and get some sleep. I suppose, good night. Good morning. It is 8:15. Woke up a few times throughout the night, but managed to get back to sleep. I ended up being too hot. Comfort-wise, probably only a 7, maybe 6.5. Overall, not bad. If the mattress is a bit thicker and I needed 2 pillows, 1 pillow was a bit of a mistake. Something was banging on the edge of the tent, like something was flapping on the side every now and then. Yeah, let's get up. Let's get out and let's pack up the tent. I think it's time to go. I'm going to pack all this up and let's get back on the road and get home. It really doesn't take long to pack away this tent, which is amazing because it means if we were to do a road trip down the line, I would definitely be up for taking it on another car. But now I'd got my stuff out and taken the awning off, it was as simple as lifting the tent back over and putting the cover on before I was ready to go home. All right, we're all packed up and ready to head on home. It's been an amazing experience. First time I've ever camped before. I am going to be selling the Subaru now, so if any of you are interested, drop me a DM on Instagram. And whatever I get for that, we're going to be upgrading, making our way up to something even better. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you to Comline as well for sponsoring today's video. All their links will be down in the description. Go give them a follow on Instagram and use my link in the description to go check out all their parts. They've got loads of stuff available from your local motor factors. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.